This is a transmission from the archives.
Hello everybody, my name is Teemah, aka TheMasterArchivist, and thank you for joining me in the archives once again for another episode of a Master Archives analysis. Alright, we are back. New Star Wars means more Master Archives analysis, the series where I talk about details I've noticed while watching the new Star Wars series and breaking them down so someone finally understands what I'm going on about. So our favorite Padawan finally gets her own show, and with Rosaria Dawson reprising her role as former Jedi Ahsoka Tano, we've seen her in the role in Mando Season 2 and Book of Boba Fett give us kind of a little taste of what this series is going to be like. And now we can see what she's been up to since we saw her in Mando. We open up to an evil red text crawl, which is very front and center compared to that whimsical and adventurous opening crawl that we're used to at the beginning of the main movies. The New Republic has some visitors in the forms of 2 Jedi. When the Jedi arrive, it has the same eerie look as the Emperor's arrival in Episode 6, with smoke and loading ramps. And I love this New Republic captain just standing up to these Jedi impersonators. So the 2 assailants are known as Baylan Skoll, and his Padawan is Shin Hati. They're there to release Morgan Elsbeth, who we did see was taken down by Ahsoka on Corvus and taken into custody. And meanwhile that's happening, we catch up with our lead, Ahsoka Tano, doing her best Cal Kestis, moving through this ancient tomb, and we come to learn that later on, this was built by the Dathomir Night Sisters, and Ahsoka's here in search of the map to help find Ezra and Thrawn after their departure into the unknown regions at the end of Season 4 of Rebels. And upon doing the puzzle from the Fifth Element there, she's ambushed by 5 HK hunter-killer droids armed with electrostaffs made of a Frank alloy. That is one of the few lightsaber-proof materials that we see throughout the Star Wars universe, others such as Beskar, which acts as counter to the lightsaber blades. So upon their disposal, they self-destruct, leading to Ahsoka being saved by Hu Yang, the former Jedi architect droid who helped the Padawans construct their lightsabers. We did see him in the Clone Wars series. I didn't even know he was voiced by David Tennant, so that was a pleasant surprise to see. From there, we actually go to Lothal, where we actually see the Spectre mural that was set up. That was after the Battle of Lothal in Season 4, and it shows, of course, the entire Ghost crew. And we also get to see Governor Azadi awaiting Sabine, who has decided to take her speeder out for a ride instead of being there for all of Lothalian people. So, the thing is, I know this one scene with Sabine got a lot of hate, but I have to say, in Star Wars, I love this diegetic music, and having real music, especially it's Hati's punk. As a fan of Star Wars and punk, I mean, this is a great thing to have a combo of both of it in Star Wars. The song's actually titled Agya Khan. I think I might be pronouncing that wrong. And actually features vocals of Sarah Tudzin from the band Illuminati Hotties. I actually, from this, decided to start listening to them. Unaware of them prior. Phenomenal. I think great music. Definitely give them a listen. I'm going to put everything right here in the video. You can take a look. So you see Sabine goes to Ezra's home, and I think it's a phenomenal live action recreation. You can see all the leftover Imperial helmets in the back there. And then we also see the first glimpse of live action Ezra. Really not my favorite. That's the one criticism I'm kind of going to give this right now, is he looks kind of goofy. I'm hoping when we see him IRL, hopefully towards the end of the season here, I'm hoping he's going to look a little different. I don't know. It might be because of the angle of the hologram and everything, but I just thought it kind of looked funny. So from here, Sabine actually ends up cracking the Rubik's ball there. She ends up being attacked by HKs, and honestly, for assassin droids, they really lack any and all assassination skills. But luckily, Shin is there to carry her team, leading to what I thought was a cool fight between Sabine and Shin. Sabine's stance was very stiff and hard-hitting. She held her own pretty well, I mean, especially with her Mandalorian training. Even at the one point, she actually grabs Shin's arm in the middle of combat and tries to disarm her. But of course, that just ends up with her being Qui-Gon's. And from there, we actually go into Episode 2, and she survives thanks to advancements in modern medicine. We catch back up with our potential Sith warriors, Shin and Baylan, meeting up with Morgan Elsbeth to show her what they found with the ball map. It doesn't have a name yet to my knowledge, so whatever we want to call it, I'm just going to call it the ball map. And we actually learn that Elsbeth is a Dathomir Night Sister, which I think was a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. And she uses her magic to show that Thrawn actually, his location lies in another galaxy. What that's going to entail coming up, I'm actually not too sure. I like to see if that transpires into anything. Is it a parallel universe, or is it, just one of the other galaxies? I mean, some people theorize it's our galaxy, since Star Wars in a galaxy far, far away, a long time ago. Some people think it's going to be an alternate dimension, kind of like the world between worlds like we saw in Season 4 Rebels. I don't know. But from there, Sabine's back in action now. She's healed up from her injury rather quickly, but she's pretty much benched for the rest of this episode because we're going to keep with Ahsoka and Hera. Hello, this is TMA 1138, the Master Archivist's personal AI clone. In all of his excitement for Ahsoka, Teemah forgot to mention he really enjoyed the scene of Sabine cracking the head of the HK droid to help guide Ahsoka and Hera to their destination for Corellia. With that being said, let's return to Teemah. As they investigate a scrapyard on Corellia that the HK droids that attack Sabine are originating from. So from there, we end up a very shady shipping company that used repurposed Imperial workers to keep up with their quotas, which was like a realistic thing. Like, I know like the AMC program is like realistic, but this to me was like, yeah, that makes sense. It'd be like, why fire them? I thought it was cool. It just showed like even like the lower level Imperials are just being repurposed at this point, so probably not being tried or anything. Of course, instead of turning their lives around, they end up still working for the remnants of the Imperials and repurposing the hyperdrives to what seemed to be, to me, a jump ring for Thrawn's return, either getting him back from the galaxy or I'm assuming getting to him. Ahsoka ends up leaping into action as the ship carrying some of the pieces to this hyperdrive ring only be stopped by Merrick the Inquisitor and an HK droid. Ahsoka made quick work of both of them, leaving Merrick to flee to evade Ahsoka. And I thought it was the coolest thing when he threw the lightsaber, jumped up into the ship. Ahsoka just kind of like stopped. He used the Force to get his lightsaber back, and she did like the coldest dodge in Star Wars history. Just kind of moved her shoulder and got the lightsaber back. It was the coolest thing. But of course, Hera goes after the ship with Chopper. Gets to see a live action Chopper. Good to see him back. Dave Filoni voicing him. And pretty much that's where we're at right now. We just see the hyperdrive ring, Morgan Elsbeth there. And when we catch up with Sabine, she redons her Mandalorian armor, cuts her hair, and we get a great homage to the ending of Rebels with Ahsoka and Sabine basically redoing the season 4 finale in live action. Very nice. And overall thoughts on the series. It feels like you're meeting up with some of your closest friends after a long time. I loved Rebels. I didn't like Rebels for a while because when they canceled Clone Wars, I was like, oh, I'm not going to watch anything else. I want to watch Clone Wars. I didn't like the art style of Rebels either when it first came out. But eventually I was like, once it hit season 2, I was like, okay, I'm going to have to kind of watch this. I already watched it when season 4, I started watching it when season 4 was wrapping up, so I was very late to the party. But I have always said this, go see every other video I've made, and I will always say, watch Rebels. Not every episode you're going to love, but I will say for the lore aspect, it did so much that I will have to recommend that. And I should make a video of just like, here are some arcs you should watch. Like, if you're going to watch any, just get these couple here. We get the introduction of Inquisitors. We get the Darksaber. We get the Darksaber's continuation, I should say. Darth Maul, his return again, which is one of my favorite interpretations of Darth Maul personally, is from Rebels. I actually just picked up the Darth Maul figure recently from Battlefront 2, based off his Rebel skin, the old Master skin. Just a big fan of Rebels. So go take a look. But this show really just does that for me. I have my watch along posted as well. You can take a look. I'm going to put some clips of it throughout here. No, it's great. It really warms me up, And I definitely think this is probably going to be so far one of the best Star Wars properties we've gotten. So with that being said, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I'm going to be doing the watch-alongs on Twitch every Tuesday night the show comes out. I appreciate the support for the archives. We got brand new subscribers on Twitch, on YouTube, new follows, so many likes. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. This has been a transmission from the archive, and may the Force be with you.